Your cart totals $38. Shipping cost is $10. A message appears, add $12 more to unlock free shipping. The progress bar is almost full, just one small step remains. The products haven't changed, the prices haven't changed, there's no new discount, the math is the same, but your perception isn't. A minute ago, you'd had two neutral options, pay for shipping or complete the purchase. Now, one of those options starts to feel like a mistake. You're no longer deciding whether to buy, you're deciding whether to gain or lose. Today, we're breaking down the free shipping threshold. It alters how you perceive costs without changing the actual price. It doesn't make the product cheaper. It doesn't add real value. It shifts your focus at the exact moment you decide. Paying for shipping feels like a pure loss. Money leaves your account, but nothing is added to your cart. Adding an extra item, even one you don't need, feels like an acquisition. You receive something tangible. The total at checkout may be identical, but it now feels different. That shift from paying for a service to getting something extra is what makes this trigger so powerful. In a neutral scenario, you have two comparable choices. Pay $48 for what you need plus shipping, or spend $50 by adding something else. The difference is small. Mathematically, it's almost the same outcome. But once shipping drops to zero, something changes. Zero isn't treated like a normal number. It feels like a bonus, a winning state. Paying for shipping, on the other hand, feels like a sunk cost. You pay, but receive nothing visible in return. An added product is physical. Even if it's unnecessary, it exists. You can justify it. You can imagine using it. That's where the false conflict appears. Either you lose money on shipping, or you get something for free, even if the total is higher. This isn't really about the discount. It's about narrowing the field of choice. Before the trigger, both options were neutral. After the progress bar appears, one becomes the default, and the other feels wrong. Paying for shipping becomes psychologically harder, even if it's rational. The offer hasn't improved. The alternative has simply faded from focus. Notice what happens to your attention. A progress bar appears. A precise remaining amount is displayed. Free feels within reach. The interface stops emphasizing cost and starts emphasizing distance to a goal. The purchase stops being a comparison and becomes a task to complete. You're no longer weighing which option makes more sense. You're trying to finish what you started. An incomplete progress bar creates tension, and the easiest way to remove it is to close the gap. The decision shifts from comparison mode to achievement mode. Instead of evaluating need, you focus on reaching zero in the shipping row. That shift accelerates action. This isn't accidental. The free shipping threshold is rarely set at the current average order value. It's placed just above it, close enough to feel achievable, far enough to increase the total. If the average order is $42, the threshold might be $55 or $50. The difference seems moderate, but in percentage terms, that's a 30 to 40% increase. A small psychological step becomes a meaningful boost to the bottom line. Imagine adding a $15 accessory. Its actual cost to the retailer may be much lower. Even accounting for logistics, the profit per order rises. In that sense, free shipping doesn't eliminate cost, it redistributes it within the cart. The strategy relies on a simple insight. Most shoppers would rather add something than pay for shipping. That's why you see modules like items under $15, frequently bought together, or pairs well with your order. Their pricing often aligns precisely with the remaining gap. The system doesn't demand more spending outright. It builds a smooth path to the threshold. You came for one item, but leave with add-ons. The total is higher, yet the choice feels rational because you avoided the fee. This mechanism runs on three forces at once. First, loss aversion. Paying for shipping feels like money slipping away. Nothing visible is gained. Second, the zero price effect. Free stands out. The jump from $10 to zero feels stronger than the jump from $48 to $50. Third, need for closure. The progress bar creates an open loop. As long as you're short of the threshold, tension remains. Walking away at that moment feels like a missed opportunity, even though rationally nothing was lost. How do you regain control? Start with absolute comparison. If shipping costs $10 and you add a $15 item just to unlock free shipping, you're not saving, you're spending more. You paid an extra $5 for something you didn't plan to buy. The rule is simple. The extra item must be cheaper than shipping or genuinely necessary. Second, the utility test. Ask yourself, would I buy this item right now if shipping were already free? If the answer is no, the trigger, not need, is driving the decision. Pause, reset the comparison. Third, accept the cost. Shipping isn't a penalty, it's the price of logistics. Trying to eliminate that line item at any cost often increases the final total. The free shipping threshold doesn't lower the price, it reshapes the choice. It doesn't make the product better, it makes one option psychologically uncomfortable and the other more attractive. At some point, you stop buying for the product itself. You buy to zero out the shipping fee. The goal shifts from the object to the state, a zero on the bill. That's when the decision environment contracts. Alternatives technically remain, but one loses neutrality. The space for comparison narrows, and the decision happens faster. See the mechanism.